Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. I'm really excited to share my recipe with you for red velvet cheesecake. This cake is known for its velvety texture. It has distinguished layers and is topped off with white chocolate curls. And before we get started, just wanted to send out a quick reminder that both of my recipe books are available on Amazon, and I have provided a quick link in the description below this video. And every recipe has a matching video on the channel. That way you can see what it looks like when it's finished. Now without further ado, let's get right back to today's featured recipe. Let's start by making the red velvet cake layer. I always like to say that you go ahead and pre-pour your ingredients, and it makes for a much quicker assembly. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's get started. Place 1.5 cups of white sugar into a large mixing bowl, 2 large eggs, and 1.5 cups of canola oil. And mix those ingredients together until they're combined. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. This helps with the cake's texture, especially on red velvet cake, because it creates a tender velvety crumb when it reacts with the baking soda. And it also helps to produce that reddish hue that we're looking for when it also reacts with the cocoa. So now we'll add 2 tablespoons of cocoa, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, then 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla, and 1 cup of buttermilk. Now I just use about a little over 1/8 of a cup of the red food coloring. And even though this is a modest amount compared to some recipes, it's enough to do the job to bring out that red hue that you're looking for. So you'll go ahead and mix that now until it's all well combined. And we still have to put in our flour, so we're going to add 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now this time we have to make sure we mix it in really well, so I stop and scrape down the sides of the bowl and mix it once again until everything is combined and there is no flour pockets. This definitely looks like the consistency of a good cake batter. So now we'll use 2 9-inch round cake pans. We'll grease the bottom and sides and line them with parchment paper. Now then we'll pour the red velvet cake layer batter into both of these prepared cake pans and spread them out evenly. Now place the pans into a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven. I put them on the middle rack. And be careful not to over-bake them, you don't want to dry them out. So check it in about 20 minutes, but it probably will take between 25 and 30 minutes until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean. They will remove from the pan quite easily, and you remove the parchment paper off the bottom. Now set them aside and let them cool off completely. Bear in mind that while these red velvet cake layers were baking in the oven, I was already preparing for part 2. Now we're going to be preparing a New York style cheesecake layer. Yeah, I know, that's what makes this so special. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so start by placing 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese into a large mixing bowl. Then add 3 large eggs and 1 cup of white sugar, about half a cup of sour cream. And we'll only need about 1.5 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Now I add a rounded 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. To finish it off nicely, 1½ teaspoons of pure vanilla. I use the paddle attachment and I mix this until it's smooth and creamy. And this part might take a few minutes to make sure there's no lumps. Looking pretty good. Now we're ready to place that into the pan. The same size pan, a 9-inch round cake pan. Spraying that with a little bit of olive oil and placing parchment paper on the bottom. I want to make sure that it comes out nice and clean. Some people use a springform pan for this part, but not me. I really am afraid of it leaking when I go to put it in a hot bath, so I'm using a regular cake pan and hoping for the best that it'll come out nice and clean. So you pour all of the cheesecake batter into one 9-inch round cake pan. And like I mentioned, I place it in a hot water bath when I bake it. That way you don't have any cracks in your cheesecake and it'll come out almost perfectly. I start by getting some water boiled in the kettle. Then take the cake pan and place it on top of some aluminum foil. I do that so that it's easier to remove it from the hot water when it's finished. I pour about 1 inch of hot water into the bottom of the roasting pan. You don't want the hot water to go up the sides of the pan too far because you don't want to get any hot water into the cake batter. Now place the cake inside the hot water. Your oven will need to be preheated at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Now take the whole thing, roasting pan and all, and place it in the oven on the second rack up from the bottom. So we're going to bake this low and slow. So set your timer for about an hour. It may be a little bit less, but it should be slightly jiggly in the middle. It will not be browned. And it will be only slightly jiggly in the middle, like this. So this looks like it's done. I'm going to remove it from the hot water and let it cool down. Now I'll get rid of the hot water and I'll let the cheesecake cool down. I'll put it in a cool spot probably to cool off completely before attempting to remove it from the pan. Now let the cheesecake cool absolutely completely till it's cold. And then when you go to remove it from the pan, you hope that it doesn't crumble or crack. Okay, so here's hoping. I ran a thin knife around the outside edge and turned it over, and the cake came out beautifully. And it left the parchment paper behind in the pan. I was amazed, totally amazed. It worked out beautifully this time. So I just wanted to let you know that that worked. You didn't need a springform pan. I didn't want to use a springform pan because I wanted to do the water bath. I found that more important, and you run the risk of the water leaking into the seams of the springform pan. So if the water got in on the cake batter, it would ruin your cake and it would be a disaster. Okay, so let's go ahead and make some cream cheese frosting for this. So we'll add 1 8-ounce package of softened cream cheese to the large mixing bowl. Then add half a cup of softened butter. Beat these two ingredients together until they're well combined. Simply add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla. And just a pinch of salt. Once again, mix it until it's well combined. Now add about 2½ cups of sifted powdered sugar. I usually add it about 1 cup at a time. Mix that together until it's nice and thick and creamy. Now it's time to assemble this wonderful cake. I use a sharp knife and trim the top and sides of this red velvet cake. I do this just to get rid of any crusts or hard pieces that might have formed along the edges. And to do the top, of course, it helps it to stack better when you go to put the layers on. Put a layer of cream cheese frosting on there first. This will add a little extra flavor between the layers and help the cheesecake layer to stick a little bit better. So now it's time to stack the cheesecake layer on top. So I'm just spraying my spatula. I have a large spatula and I spray it with a little bit of cooking oil so that the cheesecake won't stick to it. And that's what I use to actually place the cheesecake layer on top of the red velvet layer. And you'll see how this works in a minute. Yeah, you just have to go for it. Be decisive and get it right on there and be quick to get your spatula out. Hey, look at that, it worked! And because I trimmed the bottom layer, I'll have to trim this one a little bit just to make it a little bit more uniform as well. Not a big deal because this shapes quite easily. Now straight on with the other layer of red velvet cake. And again, it's already been trimmed though, so it looks like it's fitting perfectly. Look at that. I'm pleased with the way this is coming together, so I think it's going to be easy to frost this and do the finishing touches. Now use the rest of the cream cheese frosting and frost the tops and sides and make it nice and smooth. Okay, so let's do one more layer called stabilized whipped cream. Place 2 cups of whipping cream into a medium-sized bowl. Then add a 28-gram packet of gelatin to 1/8 of a cup of lukewarm water and dissolve it, and then add another 1/8 of a cup of hot water and finish dissolving it. Then set it aside until you're ready to use it. Whip that whipping cream until it forms soft peaks. Add 1/2 cup of powdered sugar to sweeten it. Mix that in until it's well combined. Then last of all, add your dissolved gelatin. Then beat that in until it's well combined. Go ahead and frost the outside of your cake with a thin layer of the whipping cream. I saved back some stabilized whipped cream so that I can decorate the top. And you just pipe that on whatever way you want to do and make it look fancy. Now to finish this off really nicely, get a good quality white chocolate. I use a potato peeler to shave some curls, and I use the curled white chocolate for the top and sides. There you have it. It's red velvet cheesecake, much like the Cheesecake Factory in its own way, but it's my version of it. So you want to give this a try? I think it's well worth it. It's a very decadent cake and it's easy enough to make. Once you know the little tricks of the trade, not a big deal at all. I hope you try it. Let me know how it works out for you. Leave comments in the comment section. I appreciate hearing from you. And thank you so much for watching today's video. And until next time, happy eating.